Hey guys, so I'm just gonna pin my hair back before we get started, and the reason why I didn't pin it back before is I wanted to show you these really cute hair clips that I found at Dollar Tree of all places, and they seem to be really well made, and they're the snap kind that you snap it, unsnap it like that to open it, and then you grab both sides and push it the other direction. But I just thought they were so cute. I can't believe I got these for $1. You know, you get two in the package. Yeah, sometimes you find some good stuff there. Most of the hair clips they have, though, I wouldn't want to buy. But I thought these were really cute. All right, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the LA Girl Beauty Brick Nudes eyeshadow palette. This is definitely not new, but it is new to my collection. I have been eyeballing this palette for roughly 5 years now. And every time I would go to the store, every time I would go to a store that had an LA Girl section in it, I would look at these palettes and I would think, oh, I don't know. I never hear anybody on YouTube talk about them, so they're probably no good. And after 5 years of picking up this palette and thinking about it and thinking about it, I was like, I'm just gonna get it. I think it was like $7, and it's got what, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12 eyeshadows in it. It's got a mirror in the cover. It's got an applicator that is a sponge tip applicator on one side and a brush on the other. I'm not going to use that brush today. I can tell by looking at it that it's too small of a brush head on there. But I thought, yeah, I'm going to try this out. So I've done some swatches, and oh, I wanted to tell you before we get started that I was looking this up online to see if anybody had ever said anything about it, and apparently it's supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Now, I used to have that palette and I really liked it, but you know, it was old, so I had to get rid of it. But yeah, now that I look at it, it does kind of look like that palette. I wouldn't say it's an exact copy, but it is a very similar color scheme. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to prime my eyes with Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. And I've been on a colored base kick lately, but I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to be working with multiple shades, and the shades that I'm going to be working with, I don't think I have a match for the colors that I'm going to be using. And if you're wondering where you can buy LA Girl, I'm sure you've seen it when you've been out shopping, but you can get it at Ulta, CVS, Christmas Tree Shop that has makeup, Bed Bath & Beyonds that have makeup, Harmon Face Values. All those places have got LA Girl, so it's pretty easy to find. I remember when people first started talking about that brand like 5 years ago. I wanted to try it so bad, but there weren't any places near me that had it, and I don't really like ordering things online. I mean, sometimes you have no choice, you have to, but I like to avoid that if possible. So I think the first place it started showing up was CVS, and then a few years later, Ulta got it, and now it's at my local Christmas tree shop. So, easy access. All right, let's see. I'm gonna start with this first shade right here. It's like a nice, pretty, like cream shade. And I'm going to put some of that for my brow bone highlight. And the inner corner highlight. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here and had to think about it for a minute. I'm going to take this shade right here and this shade, and I'm going to mix them and put that on my lids. Now the reason why I'm doing this particular look today is because if this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, which by the way is like a rose gold theme, I'm going to do a look with this palette that I used to do with that palette that I used to really like. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, to see if it's a similar look or not. Okay, so the 5th shade and the 8th shade. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of both on my brush and put that all over the lids. Now I did try this out the other day. I bought it like, I tried it the day after I bought it, and I did a different look that day. So I have played with this once before. But the look that I did that day was really, the colors that I chose were the lighter ones. So this is going to be more of a test for it, I feel like. Because when I used those lighter ones, they didn't really show up too well. So the eyeshadows, the lighter ones aren't as pigmented as the darker ones, which kind of makes sense. Okay, that's a pretty shade. And then I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to put that in the crease and the outer part of my lids. All right, next I'm going to go in with a small pencil brush, and I'm going to go back into this darker shade here, the 3rd from the last, and take some of that down along the lower lash line. And next I'm going to go in with Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner in Deep Onyx and put that on my waterline. Okay, now I don't dare use my NYX liquid liner because it's definitely starting to run out. So which one am I going to use instead? I have 5 choices. So I've got the Haus Labs liquid liner. I've got the Kat Von D Trooper liquid liner. I've got the L'Oreal Flash Cat liquid liner. And the Maybelline Master Precise liquid liner. But then I've also got the Maybelline Tattoo Studio liquid ink liner. This is very strange. When you, it's this type of liner. Let me show you. It's this kind. When this dries and you go to take it off at the end of the day, it turns into like a string, and if you can grab a hold of it, you can just pull the string off your eye. I don't know, it kind of creeps me out, but at the same time, in a way, it's easier to remove that than it is a traditional liquid liner, because then a traditional liquid liner is just gonna like smear all over the place, and you have to keep rubbing and rubbing, so there isn't as much rubbing involved. So why don't I do the line with this, and then I'll do the wings with one of those others, just so I can show you. So it has a very, very fine applicator tip on it. Oh boy, did I mess that up. Oh, I don't see any way to fix that. Unless I make this line a lot thicker than I wanted to. All right, that's more even. It still looks like it needs to go out there. Well, if I was having trouble with that, I can imagine what's going to happen when I switch to my left hand. No, I think it's just the angle that I went in. I tried to do it way too fast, too. Yeah, that one's more even. I like to make it a little bit thinner at the beginning, but yeah, this is how I would like it to have come out on both eyes, but I'm gonna have to thicken that up to make it even. Yeah, you cannot rush liquid liner, definitely. Okay, now I'm gonna do the wings, and so that leaves us with L'Oreal, Maybelline, Haus Labs, and Kat Von D. The Haus Labs one is not quite as black as I would like it to be. The Maybelline one, I think I had trouble with that bleeding a little bit. So that leaves us with L'Oreal or Kat Von D. The Kat Von D is really small, so that's probably not going to last very long. This was part of my birthday gift from Sephora this year, but I remember I did like this when I tried it. Can never get that quite right. This one is not up quite as high as this one. And this one, the wing is a little bit bigger. Yeah, I gotta make that one a little bit bigger if I'm gonna make them even. All right, that's about the same size. Liquid liner, not an easy thing to do. All right, gonna curl my lashes. And apply a little bit of Maybelline the Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara. And for a lip product today, I'm going to be using CoverGirl lipstick in 265 Romance Mauve. I use this lipstick a lot, not because I'm wild about the formula, it's the color. This color seems to go with so many looks. When I look through my lipsticks, a lot of times this is just the best choice color-wise. So I'm going to use NYX Slim Lip Pencil in Mauve. Okay, I'm gonna go fix my hair and I'll be right back. Alright, so what do I think of this palette? I think that I've used it twice now and done two quite different kinds of looks. And I feel like there is a variation in the pigmentation from shade to shade. Some shades are quite pigmented. The darker ones are quite pigmented, and the lighter ones, the colors don't show up that well. It shows up a little bit more shimmery rather than seeing an actual color itself. And the formula is kind of on the powdery side to the extent that when I look at this, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but when my eye makeup looks dry like this, it makes me want to use setting spray. I'm not the kind of person that uses setting spray every day. I only use it when my makeup looks powdery. And some of the other products, face products that I used today, came out kind of powdery too. So let's put on my current favorite setting spray, because you know things change. But the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. Let's put a little bit of this on and then see how the makeup looks after I do that. Make sure I get that. Grab my fan. The key to having your setting spray look nice is to dry your face with something after. It doesn't have to be a fan. It can be a hair dryer. It can be a battery operated fan. It could be, you know, whatever you have, because otherwise the droplets will dry in place a lot of times in a concentrated form that doesn't look good, except for the Morphe spray. The Morphe spray is like this super fine mist, and the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, it's got this really, really fine mist on it, but I feel like I'm spraying hairspray on my face. It doesn't feel nice, and it smells like hairspray, and it's got like a sticky feel to it. I wish that I liked the formula, but I love that you press the button down, it's just a continuous mist of super fine spray. Anyway, okay, now let's take a look at it. Okay, that's a little better. Everything kind of meshed together a little bit more after I applied the setting spray. So, do I think this is worth $7? Heck yeah. I mean, you get 12 shades in there. You get 12 shades in there. It's a nice variety of nudes. It does look like it's an Urban Decay Naked 3 palette dupe. I feel like the quality of the Urban Decay shadows is, of course, better. It should be for that price point. You should be paying for something other than the name. But I feel like you could create so many similar looks with this palette that I don't know that it's worth it to spend the extra money for the Naked 3 one. I think this is good enough. And yeah, I'm okay with the way the look turned out. So I would say thumbs up. I would recommend this. And I can't believe I waited 5 years, though, to finally get around to trying this. I must have picked this up 100 times at the store over the course of the last 5 years, and I was just afraid it was going to be really bad, and it's not. It's fine. Is it as good as the Urban Decay one? No, but it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's not crap and it's not wonderful. It falls somewhere in the middle, and it's definitely worth $7. I hope I'm getting that price right, but I vaguely remember it being $7 when I bought it. So that is it for today, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.